for a quick stream. Had a couple quick minutes for you. This is going to be a pretty uncut video. Another one where not necessarily my most professional upload or anything like that, but I had a few minutes to hop on this evening as we got some sunlight coming through the shades here, so I'm going to move. But as some of y'all start filing in and whatnot, and of course, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to shout it out in the chat. And if you're new to me, don't know who I am, I'm the owner of Preferred Pest Management in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area, specifically Rowlett, Rockwall area. We've been in business since 2020. If you don't know my story, started the business towards the end of 2020 during COVID after losing my job at Terminix. Was definitely a blessing in disguise. I was kind of just, doing my thing there. Was too, laid back and whatnot. So they kind of blessed me from that side of things. But did that and started the business, 2020, 2021. Like most of you know, but like I said, if you're new and tuning in, just giving you a quick version of the story. 2021, we were lucky, or not lucky. I hate using that word. Like I always tell everyone, the harder I work, the luckier I get. It seems everything just compounds over time, as you'll see once you start your business. And I want you guys to just take this as for what it is, which is literally like I'm a college dropout. I made it happen, and I'm not even, quote unquote, made it or anything like that whatsoever. I was sitting back, at my new home, which, speaking of which, I guess I can give you all a tour while I'm doing this live. It's pretty dark in here, but the best is out back. And just sitting back in our new pool in our beautiful new home that we're living in. And I wanted to just speak some words of, like, I guess, motivation. I don't know that I'm necessarily really good at that, but, I dropped out of college after maybe 5 or 6 weeks and all that good stuff. And, was pretty lost early on. And, did I ever think that I was going to become a bug man or, any type of tradesman for that matter, and have the life that I have today, which is by no means, where I want to be. I'm always looking to improve my life, my business, especially now that we're about to have our second daughter any day now. Got the pool in the background. The waterfall is off right now, but first pool that I've ever had in a home with a beautiful patio setup. We're still getting like patio furniture and stuff, but I never thought that I would, as a college dropout, be able to do anything necessarily in terms of, making masses of money. I was very depressed because I was very money motivated growing up. And, after that, I just didn't have much hope for making a lot of money. And then I came into the pest control industry. All of that changed. And that's what I just come here and tell you all today is, if you're on the fence about starting your own pest control business, hop off that fence. It's so worth it. The fact that, I'm able to, for example, move my schedule around just like that. And, we found out that my wife might have to be having the child sooner than we expected. And the fact that I'm able to just do whatever I please, essentially, with my schedule to be able to take that time off in the blink of an eye. Obviously, with corporations, you can have FMLA and all of that, but to not have to go through all that corporate BS and have the freedom to just kind of put the business on hold for a few days while, I get everything right with the family next week. It's a blessing that I would not have had I not, pulled the trigger and started the business. I could have easily went to another pest control company and I would have been hating life, settling with my 50,000 to 100,000 a year at the max. Let's be real, most pest control companies don't pay that much as an employee. Luckily in my area, a lot of good ones and national ones, they do pay pretty well, but not enough to where I would have been able to, have the life that I wanted. And I know that most of you, if you're watching the YouTube channel, that you want as well. And, I would never be able to have the setup that we have right now. We just moved into our new home we're still getting settled in. It's all going so fast in terms of moving in, having a baby soon, all of that. And I mean, this home we're paying like north of $3,000 a month for. I would never be able to do this working for any company. Oops, had the little low battery thing there. Um, but I just wanted to tell everyone because I know, we're pushing 1,700 subscribers already, which thank you all so much for continuing to subscribe. I know most of you will probably see this once it uploads. Like I said, this is not going to be my best produced video or anything like that. I just had a few minutes, like I said, so I wanted to hop on here because I know it's been a few days, and I don't know within the next week how often I'll be able to upload, if at all, with the possibility of having our next child and whatnot here in the coming week. Um, but I was feeling like, I needed to just hop on here. Just kind of, like I said, I wanted to show you all around a little bit. Mostly the pool. I love the pool. I'm hopping in the pool like every single day. But you guys can do this. Other companies, I only worked for Terminex and Mosquito Joe ever in the pest control industry. I'm putting in more hours than ever before, but I thoroughly enjoy it. And, if you enjoy the grind, if you enjoy building something, because to me, that's the difference between putting on a work uniform for another man's company and building their dream, their shareholders' dream, versus building, my brand. Like, this is mine right here. There's something different about that. You're building your own legacy, you're building your own asset, you're building your own, like I just said a second ago, legacy. That's the main thing. The fact that when I'm dead and gone, this will still be here. May not be the same image or anything like that, but everybody in my family, in the future will be able to look back and see, I was the one that started it all ultimately. Not that I'll be taking all the credit or anything like that whatsoever. You got to stay humble. You're not going to grow at the end of the day. You never know it all. You're never able to do it all on your own. That's actually where I'm bumping up against the wall right now, is I'm realizing that I cannot do it all, that I need to keep scaling. A lot of times I'll get overwhelmed and I'll kind of scale back, and that'll slow down our progress. I'm getting up against the wall right now where I'm almost running out of time, running out of daylight to get all the stops done, get the marketing going, keeping up on the SEO, with publishing blog posts almost every single day, social media content every single day. Even though we use like Loomly where we can schedule it, just having the time to go in there and at least a couple hours a week, just making some more posts. And now we're uploading on YouTube as well for our preferred pest management page. Just trying to build that domain authority and become the authority of Dallas Fort Worth. And then getting all the stops done, answering the dozens of phone calls a day that are coming in. I looked at CallRail. We had over 106 calls within the last 30 days come in. A lot of it is spam, but even spam takes up a few seconds of your time every single day, and it just it all you cannot do it by yourself, but in the end, it's definitely worth it. I never could have made $20,000 plus working for somebody else. I could never make, endless amounts of money working for somebody else. Of course, in sales, you can make a little bit more money on the sales side because, you know, you control how many doors you knock on and all that stuff. Sales is the only way I would have ever stayed working for another company. But in my opinion, at the end of the day, with the knowledge that you can build as a technician, and then if you can learn the sales skills, you can learn everything else along the way. You can't put a price on that at the end of the day. So don't be discouraged. There's going to be a lot of people that tell you that, 95% of businesses fail within their first year. And that's true. Most people hop in, they start their own business thinking that it's just going to be easy. It's going to be like a hobby. I can work whenever I want, this and that and the other. And there are a lot of days where I will work an hour a day. I wouldn't even say a lot. There are days where I will work like an hour a day. I'll take the day off. And then there's days where I got to make a tough decision where, am I going to go to a doctor's appointment with my wife for our baby, or am I internet issues? I missed that appointment, or am I going to go to that appointment and make it happen at the end of the day, as my dogs are acting like they didn't know I was already here the whole time. So, yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely difficult. Like I say, you're going to have a lot of people kind of doubt you, tell you that, why don't you go get a real job, this and that and the other. But at the end of the day, it's so, so, so worth it. I mean, when you can, like I said, I don't know about a lot of you guys. I see some people that have pools and stuff like that in their backyard, and I'm like, how the hell did you manage to get this type of setup? And this isn't even doing it justice, this view that I got going on. I mean, we got a nice little set. We're still getting everything set up. Like I said, we just moved in, so, it looks a little ghetto fabulous in here right now, but I would have never been able to have like a pool set up whatsoever. You know, if I stayed at Terminex, or not just Terminex, I'm not like knocking Terminex specifically, but working for any company, I would have never been able to accomplish what I'm accomplishing now, and I would not be the man who I am becoming. I wouldn't, um, all the trials that you go through as a business owner, day after day after day. It builds character that I would not be building if I stayed at Terminex, and I definitely wouldn't be as happy as I am. There are days where I don't seem happy, but I am happy. I'm just stressed more than anything. Had I stayed at Terminex, that wouldn't have happened. Um, just I cannot stress enough to you guys. It's so worth it to start your own thing. Probably gonna go ahead and cut this short just because we're already at 12 minutes, and I feel like I'm starting to repeat the same thing over and over. But you can build a six-figure business for yourself easily. I mean, if you think about it, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say what most people aren't willing to say. $100,000 is the new $50,000. Building 100, just work out the math at the end of the day. To sell $100,000 in sales, you just need 100 customers that are paying $1,000 a year. Most of my customers, their average contract value is around $500 to $600 a year. Last time I checked, I think it was like $568 to be exact. But if we want to use easy numbers, I always like to round down, always underestimate. If you have customers paying $500 a year, again, just keep working out the math. If $1,000, you only need 100. $500, you need what? 200. 200 customers. That's it. And then that's not even factoring in all of your one-time services for termite leads, exclusion leads, things that are paying $500 to $1,000, or even $2,000 to $3,000 in some cases. That's not including commercial. That's not including the customers that are signing up for things that are $1,000 to $2,000 a year, or more. We have a couple customers that they're paying close to $3,000 or more $1,000 a year. So, like I said, I like to do it based on the average, and I only do it based on recurring whenever we're looking at what are we going to do next year. I don't like to assume any amount of large sales. I only like to assume how many recurring are we looking to add this year. Like I said, all you got to do is work out the math. If you're planning on, okay, my average customer is going to pay $400 a year, $100 a service essentially, which is pretty low, by the way. But let's say, that's your market. $400, what is that? 250 customers, I think. Something like that off the top of my head. Quick math. Maybe 225. Either 225 or 250. Somebody can correct my math in the comments after it uploads. But, that's just 250 people. So let's say you have no money for advertising. You're like, how am I going to get customers? I can't pay for Google Ads. I can't pay for any of this stuff. How am I going to go get customers? Well, surely you can buy, a good shirt real quick. You don't even have to have it labeled or anything. If you can get it labeled, great. But can you make yourself look good for 20 to 50 bucks? Get on the road and start knocking on doors. What's the rule of thumb? 10%. 10% of doors you knock on, they're going to sign up with you. So if okay, I need 250 customers, I got to knock on 2,500 doors. If I knock on 2,500 doors, I'm going to get my 250 customers. Start knocking. Like, simple as that. You just got to work out the math. Once you know the math, you figure out the solution. And then once you figure out the solution, you act on it. Simple as that. So, like I said, it's not rocket science out here. It's just a matter of staying motivated, But more so than staying motivated, staying disciplined and remembering your why. I don't care if you got to plaster your why all over your house, you know, print it out and put it all over your house, whatever the case may be. I usually have dreams about my why. I don't know if it's because I do a lot of like manifestation stuff while I'm taking cold showers and stuff like that in the morning or what. But I usually have dreams about my why more than anything. But do whatever you got to do to remind you of your why, and just stay disciplined. Staying disciplined is the hardest part. If you can develop that discipline muscle, it's a skill. It's not a trait, contrary to popular belief. It is not just something people are born with. You have to develop discipline. Look up David Goggins sometime. He is a great example of that. He used to be a bigger, chunky guy, very undisciplined, and he's gone through all these crazy things, and he's a very well-known guy. I think he wrote that book, "Can't Touch Me" or something, or "Can't Phase Me," something like that. Look him up sometime, David Goggins. It just discipline is a skill. It is a muscle that you have to constantly keep chipping at and developing. That's the only way you're going to reach your goal at the end of the day. And like I said, I'm not even at my goal. I mean, $100,000 was our goal. Our next goal is 200,000. Are we going to hit it? I'm going to be mad if we don't, but it's too early in the year to know right now. As of now, I would say, if things don't change, I'll probably come up short. It'd probably be somewhere around 180, maybe 190, maybe even 175. But, if you don't set your goals high enough, you're not going to come close to anything that you want anyway. So, like we said a little bit ago, know the goal, do the math, come up with the solution, act on the solution. Simple as that. And then you do that every single day that you can. I'm not going to say, there's a lot of guys that'll be like, oh, you got to do it every single day, every single day. Just worry about winning the day. If you know you have to knock on 2,500 doors, and you do the math, and you're like, okay, I have 100 days. That means I need to knock on 250 doors. Say day number one, you're super motivated, right? Day number one, you knock on 350 doors, which I don't even think is possible. But this is just just go with me here. You knock on 350 doors, some crazy way. You knock on 350 doors in this hypothetical example. You're super motivated, right? So let's say you knock on 350 doors 2-3 days in a row. You're just going crazy. And then the next day, you've been going so crazy, 350 doors, you're just worn out. You take the day off. Don't feel like shit about taking that day off. Just get up the next day, go knock on 250 doors. Just don't worry about, that's where a lot of people will slip up, and then, they fall off course, and then that's where, the domino effect starts happening. The 95% of businesses fail. Everybody starts out motivated that first 2, 3, 4 days, or however many days it'll last. But what are you going to do whenever you have that first day, first week, first month, or dare I even say first year, where you're just getting punched in the face? Are you going to just, oh man, this sucks, I'm done, I'm going to quit, I'm going to be part of the 95%, or are you going to be part of the 5% that make it past that first year and prove everybody wrong, prove yourself wrong, and, give you, your like we always talk about on this channel, give you and your family the life you deserve. Nothing makes me feel better than coming out here. Pool's pretty dirty right now, but come out here and relax with my daughter and just see how much fun she has in the pool, for example. It's like the best thing ever. It's like me and her, we don't do a heck of a lot together, but one thing we do a lot together is we hop in the pool, and then in the winter time we'll hop in the hot tub and just have good times at the end of the day. That's what we do this for, right? We do it for the freedom, we do it for the good times, all that stuff. It's not just work all the time. So like I said, that goes back to remember your why. So I know I said like 7 minutes ago I was going to wrap this video up, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream. If you did, definitely make sure to hit thumbs up. Or if you're seeing this, like I know 95% of you will after it uploads. And if you made it through, definitely hit the thumbs up button. Like I said, I know it's a super uncut stream. Just kind of wanted to, I know I was telling you all I was going to give you all like a tour. I didn't really give you all like a full-on tour. We pretty much just been outside on the patio. Didn't know when my wife and daughter were going to show back up. They may even be in there already. I can't tell. But I will do a video at some point just giving you all a full-on house tour once we get everything set up, probably after the baby arrives, since she could be coming literally any day now. And like I said, if you haven't already, subscribe. If you're looking to start a pest control business, definitely subscribe. Because, if you haven't already seen my content, type in pest control business or how to start a pest control business. You'll probably see at least 5 to 10 of my videos with my goofy looking face showing up on there. But yeah. Until next time, guys, stay motivated. Oops, had another notification. Stay motivated out there. Stay disciplined. Keep building that discipline muscle. Hop in that cold water. You'll be glad you did. Let me know, by the way, if you do cold water therapy, your results. I think y'all are going to like it if you do it. But yeah, stay disciplined, stay motivated. Go make that 6-figure business.